Hello and good morning. Today we're going to go ahead and terraform a cliffside that's next to the shop sign on a private server I play on, all in survival mode. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so right off the bat we're going to go ahead and just kind of clean up the terrain a bit, go from what was created before, which was this overarching just judging platform thing going on, whatever you want to call it, and we just kind of clean it up a bit, create a more natural looking shape that makes sense. We also dig out some blocks underneath in order to create a space we can put more blocks in on a lower level. Gives a little bit more terrain differentiation, which really will help it in the long run. But at the beginning, the name of the game is just cleaning up what was already generated as well as the gaps that were created. But you'll see I'm only using stone and dirt in full block forms. I mean, dirt is only a full block, to just kind of plan before I do any sort of detailing with slabs, walls, stairs, whatever you want to use. I just put the general plan in place using just a general block palette. Then we go back later to do it. So here it made sense to kind of bring it out, put a pillar in, as that's where the sign is, so you want it to be pretty well supported. That's at least what I was thinking in my head as I went. And also, as you can see, I used a little dirt pillar there. Really important to just kind of take a step back every once in a while, take a look at what you're working on, see how you feel about it. If it doesn't feel good, that's still okay, you can keep going with what you got. Just get an idea of like where it's going, just every once in a while. Doesn't mean completely destroy what you've been working on if you're not feeling it. Just get an idea. So here I decided it was a really nice place for like a small little cave inlet inside this rockwork. And we actually created a little spring here. I looked at a couple pictures. Springs are really cool, and I watched a little video on rivers. Completely off topic, but yeah, I create a little cave here, which kind of goes in the back. Always be sure if you're creating terrain that's hollow on the inside, light it up. I died because I did not light up the area I was working in, and that's just something that can be easily avoided just if you remember to light it up, which I did not. So yeah, we're just gonna bring the terrain in. This was a really difficult part of the work, was kind of meshing it with this cliffside here. I didn't really want to take the custom terrain too far out towards that tower there. It's a concrete store by one of the members of the server. But yeah, I just was pretty much trying to end it there. It's just kind of hard to blend it with the natural generation with what you're working on. But finding a happy medium is what counts. So now we go ahead and replace the entire floor. Dig out a channel for the stream that I decided I wanted to go in here to go. And we just slowly replaced all the grass and dirt with stone. Really, give it that look. I mean, that's part of the name of the game here at the beginning, is just replacing everything that you want. So one thing I also want to emphasize is gather materials beforehand. That saves you so much time. At this point, I ran out of materials and I had to run and grab more from my mine. That took me an extra 20 minutes that was not needed. So yeah, just gather your materials beforehand, put it in shulker boxes if you have them. If not, use a 4-man shulker box, a barrel, flap it down, throw your stuff inside, good to go, and be able to clean up and make things go pretty quicker. It feels quicker. It's not necessarily quicker, but you know what I mean. It goes by faster. So yeah, we're just going to clean up the coastline here. Again, just really using the base blocks until we have a general idea of the shaping and stuff. Finally, bring my shulker boxes out. That took me way too long, as well as the stone cutter, considering I was working with stone. So now we start working on the interior of the cave. I figured this was a good place to start with. It was just kind of in the back, and I can kind of work my way out. So I just really use a large palette of the same blocks, using andesite, cobblestone, and stone, as well as a little polished andesite, but only the stair variant, which was really the only variant I had at the time, so that's what I went with. And you just kind of, you make it smooth but jagged at the same time. Like, it's been eroded, but there's jagged points. And that's actually something you can see with the dirt along there too, is creating that smooth but jagged look. You can use that to make it feel more natural, if you will. Also adding, if you look down there in the stream, there's a little hole in the stone. Little holes are awesome for natural generation, making it look natural. That's just something I found it. When you take a step back and look at the whole thing, it just adds a little bit of depth here and there, and it's something that really works well. Also, I created a little pillar here. It just kind of fills the space nicely. It's either a stalactite or stalagmite. Don't remember which one it is. It's just something I've always never gotten right. So that's what we're going with there. It just fills the space, looks natural, makes sense. Yep. And we're just slowly working our way out from that cave, replacing blocks here and there to just kind of vary the texture. Oh, we're also using gravel. I left that out of the equation by accident. Whoops. So here we go in and add the water just to see how the water will flow, even though we haven't really completed the other side of it yet. It just kind of gives us, again, an idea of what we're working with, how things are going in terms of the plan, because at this point it's not too hard to kind of just start replacing the blocks under the water and around the area. Yeah, pretty straightforward. From here, I have a series of stills that just kind of show the progression from that point. So here we have where we just were. I cleaned it up a little bit more, added some stone. Now we've added a little bit more texture, adding just like inlaid, just bits of depth, another pillar, cobblestone, andesite, all of that sort of thing. We've also added a little bit of path here and there to kind of give it more color. And here's where we really make it pop by adding leaves and shrubs to, again, give it a little bit more color, vary it, make it feel more natural. And that's pretty much all the time we have for it. Well, for now. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, subscribe for more, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.